Hello and welcome to the second episode of the Ultimate Car News. I am your presenter, Taran Elsey, as you saw from the last episode, and I'm here to discuss about the ultimate hot hatches of this year and next year of what's to come. I'm going to start with Volkswagen yet again, because Volkswagen has just, humiliated all the car companies within this last year. Volkswagen, they've got a new Golf out, which is a bit of a jump. They're bringing the new Golf out. It's called the Golf Mark 8. With the Golf Mark 8, it's a little bit of a jump from the Golf Mark 1 back in 1979. Back in 1979, Volkswagen did bring out brand new Golf, and it was called the Golf 1. The Volkswagen Golf 1 has made big progress within the last few years up until present day. As it's got better within the society, it's gone eco-friendly, it's gone all these different, different gizmos and gadgets. With the new Golf GTI, GTE, GTD, GTI S Sport Plus mode, you have the lot. So you have all the gadgets and gizmos within the car. With Golf itself, the Golf has 8 different varieties of designs for dash, specifications. The Golf now has 127 brake horsepower. That is a brand new Golf, and that is not the GTI. That is just a standard TSI Golf. Transmission, sport injection, which is just, normal casual TSI. What they use in the Golf is just a Golf engine. What they've been progressing within the last, 40 odd years. So it's a big jump for Volkswagen this year, as they're bringing out the new Golf 8. With their Polo, I'm going to get started with a Polo. With their Polo is a bit of a different story, really, because you can only get it in a 4-door at the moment, which I'm a bit upset about, as opposed to Polo is mainly a 3-door car, as it's meant to be a hot hatch. It's a small Diddy car, so it's smaller than the Golf, yet bigger, as it were. With the Polo, that came out during the 1980s, which started off in 1982, along with the Audi. So that developed up until present day. We now have the Golf Mark 7. Polo Mark 7, which is making big progress within the days, as opposed to it being a 4-door. More people are buying the Polo instead of the Golf, which is a bit more, sophisticated, knowledgeable, and sophisticated. But you've got to be barking mad. Why not go for a Golf instead of a Polo? Personally, I'll go for a Polo instead of a Golf. But if you just want a normal, Polo Golf situation, get an Up. Do you know what I mean? But the Volkswagen Up, I'm moving on to the Volkswagen Up. The Volkswagen Up is a decent car. Small, sturdy, and also you get the feel of a little, Golf Mark 1 feeling. Bit of a jump there. With the Up, you get all the gadgets and gizmos, but obviously not a lot. With the Volkswagen Up, it's a little bit smaller than the Polo. As you could tell, it's about the same shape as a Seat. But with the Seat, as you know, it's all in one big circle, as I've said in the first episode. Volkswagen, Audi, Seat, Skoda, the works. Seat have obviously copied their Seat Mii. Actually, it's called the Seat Mii. Yeah, M-I-I. That is how you say it. Seat Mii. Yeah, it's a long word. But obviously, Volkswagen have just gone simple and said, we're just going to call it the Up. But Seat have gone a bit wild with it and just said me, it's just a bit weird. So Seat and Skoda have obviously copied their design and just stuck. It's just the same engine, same design, and it's just the Golf. The Up. Do you know what I mean? It's just the same design over and over again. But now is the time to change everything. This is the time to change everything about all the clutter, all everything. It's just about electric cars. During this time until 2040, we have a very limited time limit for petrol cars. During this time, we are going to make biggest, stronger cars within the petrol community. It's going to be a bit more wild, going to be a bit more hybridy, and it'll be eco-friendly sort of thing, unless you're a Lib Dem. It's all Green Party. Moving on, it's just about sophistication with Volkswagen and obviously perfection. As you know, with Bugatti, as Bugatti has got a German engine in, and obviously German chassis, German everything, but the body, the name, the branch is obviously where the petals grow to make it all pretty. That's French. But what grows inside is what matters. What grows inside of the car is what matters. It's German, and obviously it just blooms out with little baguettes, and that's weird. But that is what French is all about. Making perfection. It's all about numbers with Bugatti. They have 10 radiators. Yeah, 10 radiators within the car. That's just inside. That is just inside the car. It's just there. You're sitting along in the Bugatti, and obviously you turn the radiators on. God, wow, that's got loads of radiators, more than my house. Do you know what I mean? It's like, why do you need this many radiators? But with Bugatti, it's not even cheap either. It costs around about £2.6 million. And obviously we have the new Bugatti that's just launched and broke the 300 mile per hour barrier, which I am really impressed about. Bugatti breaking the 300 miles per hour barrier was a big, last moment for me, because as you know, I'm a car enthusiast, and obviously it's just all my dreams have come true. I've been waiting for Bugatti to have this moment. I've been waiting for a car company to achieve that goal. With the Devil 16, 310 miles per hour was a bit of a jump. They never got it to that miles per hour. They just tested out what it would be like on a rolling road. They just tested that out on a rolling road. They never went out and done a road test on it, which was a bit appalling and selfish, in my opinion. They just made it for a rolling road, which that doesn't count. With the Bugatti, they went out, tried it right on the track. And obviously they're going to make 400 more, which is going to be a big difference for Bugatti, because they're making them now, called the Bugatti Speedtail, Bugatti Chiron Speedtail, which would cost around about nearly 3 to 6 million. So it's going to cost around about that price range. Breaking that 300 mile per hour barrier, that was astonishingly, extraordinarily big for Bugatti. That was an achievement to do. All the car companies dropped their jaws and said, you know what, we have not got it in the bag this year. Bugatti, you need it, and you achieved it. Do you know what I mean? It's not something that you can laugh about. With Bugatti, everyone's a bit scared. With the Nürburgring, as it were, the Bugatti, gets a feel. Never has any straights. You don't feel them. When you go to a corner, you just feel, oh, hello. Like, that was unexpected. You weren't expecting a corner, but with the corner, you're just there. You immediately come at it, and it's just wasn't meant to do that. It's meant to go straight, but obviously, these bends are a bit wonky, as you know. Moving on. I'm going to move back to the hot hatches. I got a bit carried away with Bugatti there because, Bugatti's my favourite car of the year. As you know, by the Speedtail and so on. Let's move back on to the hot hatch, as this episode is about hot hatches. But it's all about the hot hatch. The new Fiesta. I'm going to get started on the new Fiesta. The new Ford Fiesta is a bit of a jump. The Mark 7 was a bit of a laugh, I would say. Bit too popular for my liking. Personally, I didn't really like it. But obviously, backlights were just a weird shape. And it's just, I don't know, it was just too boring. Do you know what I mean? You had customisations with massive spoilers. Some people even stuck an Ford Focus RS bumper on it because they thought, you know what, fuck it, let's make it into an RS Fiesta. No need to worry. The Mark 8 Fiesta is big, and it is better, and it is quicker than the Mark 7. They have even come up with a design for the RS Fiesta, which is coming out next year towards the end of the year of 2020, which is going to be big and obviously faster than the normal RS Focus. Yes, you have rightly said or heard, this will be faster than the Focus RS, only because it will be lighter. And obviously it will be made out of different chassis towards the car. It would have still Fiesta body shape, and obviously still same engine, but they'll just toggle a little bit with it and make sure it goes faster than ever. With the new RS as well, Mark 8 is such a beautiful looking car. I would never say that about a Fiesta. Personally, Fiestas are too common for me, and I wouldn't have one, but I would have the Mark 8. The Mark 8 is nice to look at. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to look at. It looks like it's just happy, sitting there smiling at a bunch of daffodils. But that's beside the point. With the Mark 8, it's just you just melt on side of it. It's stunning. It's just a stunning looking Fiesta. I mean, you have the vinyl series, which is covering the Mondeo, the brand new Cougar EcoSport, and obviously, Edge, all the big cars, and obviously it's much more expensive than the casual normal Fiesta. With the normal Fiesta, you just get the dainty bits like, Apple Play and normal gear stick and just the boring things. With this, the RS Fiesta, you get all the gizmos and gadgets. You get traction control, and obviously it's just it's just containable. You can feel the aggression in it. When you go around a bend, it's not so tight. It's a bit more loose. You can feel yourself going round the bend. But with the Fiesta RS, you can tell you can go around a bend. With the Fiesta, you can't. You can turn the traction control off. You can turn everything off. But obviously, it would just be amazingly to drive. I would love to drive it, and obviously it would be a big jump for Ford, as they're making a new Ford bigger and better with the RS series, as they are bringing out the brand new ST, the Mark 8 of the Focus. With the Mark 8 of the Focus, yet again, it looks beautiful as it is. The Fords are just getting better and better without the years. And then the Volkswagen, that's another story. But Ford, they've really got it in the bag this year. Pushing their limits with the vinyl range, and obviously with the Active range, you have the new Focus Active, you have the new Fiesta Active, which is much more cheaper than the casual Fiesta. Don't know why. Just better off getting an Active instead of a normal, normal casual Fiesta. With the Active, you get a 1.litre engine, but obviously it's an all-road car, so you can go off-road with it. Bit silly that. But obviously Ford have said teenagers like to rally, so bit of a different entry to teenagers, where it's people public are watching and saying, do I like to rally? It's up to you. That's what basically Ford is saying. It's up to you whether you want to buy casual Fiesta where you could get nothing at all, or Fiesta Active where you could get all-road mode where you could just rally, or just cruise along in an all-road car, or you could go for an RS, which costs nearly half the price of a Focus RS nowadays for the Mark 7 RS Focus, which is a bit of a dainty decision because you don't know which one to go for. If I had the choice of choosing a Fiesta, I would go for the Mark 8, but I wouldn't go for a normal casual Mark 8. I'll go for an Active, and obviously that's what they're going for. They want people to buy the Active. They want it to get out on the cell line. They want it to go out to production. So everyone's fighting over the Active, and it's just getting a bit too much. So Ford are coming up with this idea yes, I'm making the choice here, and like the Ford Focus Active. And everyone's buying it. Everyone's saying we like this car. Can we buy it? Ford go, yeah, why not, mate? So please take. So someone came back with an idea and said, can we make it off-road? Ford said, not such a bad idea, is it? No, they all agreed. They all agreed that would be such a good idea. Let's make it an active. So all the geezers said, like, let's make it all into a big mashup. So they all collided it all into one. Ended up being a Ford Active. They had no clue what to put it with, so they just said, just put a Fiesta Focus, Mondeo, all the big cars collided into an Active. I'm going to move on with the brand new Mercedes the A-Class. The A-Class has got better within the years. During 2013, they had the new shape of the A-Class, which made a difference. But obviously, I wanted one deeply, and it was a jump. It was a jump for Mercedes. With them, they have got better. Now, the brand new Mercedes looks like it's going to swallow you. So it's just a big jump for Mercedes. With their new one, they're bringing out the new ALG works and ALC and all the works, and it's just saloon version, A150, A180, A45. There's A35 as well. The A35 AMG is a bit of a different, source of protein, as it were, with Mercedes. Basically, that's their key. It's the A35 is the Mercedes key to progress. The brand new Mercedes, you have. Let me get started about Mercedes. Mercedes have got tons of new cars coming out this year and next year. They have the brand new self-talking car, which will talk to you whilst you stop in the middle of the road, which is a bit dangerous. But it talks to pedestrians. Why? Why have a car that talks to you if you're on the pavement? I can understand with you in the car, but why to pedestrians? Mercedes said, well, it's to let people know that you're there. What? Why? People should look. Do you know what I mean? It's not something that you can say, well, where's this car? Do you know what I mean? You can't see a massive Mercedes heading your way. I mean, it's basically based on a GL class, which is a big SUV, like the last episode that I was talking about, the SUV range. There's a massive Mercedes. I don't think I mentioned this in the last episode. There is a massive Mercedes that talks to pedestrians. Why? There is one question. Why? Why would it talk to pedestrians? The reason being is because Mercedes said, right, we've got nothing to do because we just released our new car out, a self-driving car. So they're just going to be silly with things. So let's bring out a car that talks to pedestrians. Please tell me why. People should look, or people whilst driving should slow down. It's when they see a person crossing, just whack the brakes on, and obviously just ease out. Do you know what I mean? You don't need a car to tell you, I'm here right in front of you, sitting by your side. Pedestrian would be excuse me. Do you know what I mean? It won't respond. The car would. It'd be just talking by itself. But it measures all the surroundings. It has a massive bubble around it. Don't know why. And it's just, why? Just Mercedes, why? Why Mercedes? Why? It's just one of those things where you just have that question, WHY. It's just very irritating. Let's move on to the new hot hatch of the year, and I'm talking about big Volkswagen, Audi, Seat, Skoda. No, I am talking about Nissan. Voted by What Car of the Year 2018 was the Nissan Micra. Nissan Micra, the Nissan Leaf, they're basically hot hatches, and obviously the Nissan Micra was a bit of a jump. A little bit sporty now, and obviously it can brake itself, but a normal car does that anyway. But it's just why with the Nissan Micra. Nissan Micra, I think they just wanted to give up years ago, but they didn't. So they just made it a bit more lampy. A bit more lampy. It's not what you expected to be on a Micra. It's what you expected to be on a Nissan Pulsar, but not on a Micra. It's just like the Duke. Like, you could never get your head round it. It's not like, there. The Duke wasn't all there. But, it's like the Toyota Prius. Boo. Yeah, I know, yeah. The Toyota Prius. Nobody likes the Toyota Prius. Toyota Prius, was the worst car ever made. So was the Nissan Duke. I could guarantee you on that. Nissan Duke, Toyota Prius, they should live in harmony. Just get it over with, because no one's gonna buy them. With the new, Toyota Prius sort of way thing, it just looks more why did you design it sort of thing. With me, personally, if I had the choice, although I do, because I design cars myself, if I had the choice to remake the Prius, I would make it more, less of a Prius, but it wouldn't look Japanese. The idea is you gotta make it Japanese, you gotta make it a bit more, curvy and weird and spongy. But that's beside the point. That is a Toyota Prius. That is a Nissan Duke. That is a Nissan Micra. Moving back on to Volkswagen. Volkswagen have obviously said to Audi, you need to redesign your A3 because it looks appalling. So Audi said, no it doesn't, it looks beautiful and sexy. Volkswagen said, no it doesn't, because they just started bickering, and Audi just came up with a brand new idea. They said, can we bring out a saloon? Volkswagen said yes, and they said, brilliant, we're going to bring out an A3 saloon. Volkswagen turned their heads and said, wow, okay, that is not going to work. So they just gave up with the idea. So they just let them get on with it, and let's see where this goes. Audi was basically laughing in Volkswagen's face afterwards. What they said, they brought out the new A3 saloon, which was basically a 5-door. You had the 2 rear doors and obviously the boot within an A3. With a hot hatch A3, it was a bit of a different, approach to Audi, but Volkswagen did like it, funnily enough. But it's just like, Audi wanted to bring out this saloon for a very long time. They did back in 2013. Brought out an Audi A3 Cabriolet, which was a good achievement, but obviously not many were that sold. Not that many were that sold, which was a bit funny because I wanted one. But you know, it's just a bit of a jump when they sorted that out. A Saloon A3. They said, why not make it into an RS3? Because that is all you could get now. You can either get an S3 or an RS3. S3 half the price of an RS3, which was a bit like, you know. But you know, the S3 is worth more. Got more gadgets and gizmos. You've even got more exhaust pipes. With the RS3, you've got a twin turbo, bi-turbo engine, fuel injected, and obviously TSI. With the RS3 coming in for about nearly 400 brake. So nearly 400 brake horsepower with the brand new Saloon RS3. With the S3, a little bit more different, but not so much far from the RS3 either. So if you want an RS3 but want to go cheaper, go for the S3. S3 personally looks better because of the rear exhausts. The RS3's only got 2. The S3 has got 4 bi-turbo exhausts. With that, it's just like, you know, astonishing and extraordinary to have the A3 produced into a saloon car. But obviously, it's just like, you know, it's like one of those things where you just think, oh, I've got a vision. Like, you know, why not make it? Like, it's like saying, let's make a Golf into a saloon. Like, it's not there. Like, it's not what you would think you would do. But obviously, it's just like, you know, why make that? So Volkswagen just said, like, you know, let's get back to Volkswagen and just leave the designers to it. Got back on their car, and obviously they made the lights to the Golf look a bit weird, to the Mark 8. Don't get me wrong, love the Golf 8, but it's just the front lights. If you search it up on Google, Volkswagen Golf Mark 8, it's just the front lights. Don't get me wrong, don't like them. Love Volkswagen, love the Golf. It's just they ruined the lights. Why ruin the lights? But just make it like the Polo. Personally, I think the Polo is better looking than the Golf Mark 8. The Golf Mark 8 is nice, but it's just the Polo outruns it. With the brand new Polo, it's a bit of a different, like, you know, jump. Whereas you've got the GTI Polo, you've also got an R-Line version of the Polo, which is a rally version of the brand new Polo. You have obviously the rally cars built from scratch, and obviously with the rally cars you have Monster, you have Red Bull Racing Team, Michelin, OZ brakes, Brembo brakes. Obviously you have all these Ricardo, all these big things about that sponsor the car itself. They're all agreeing, saying, yeah, this car is decent enough to rally. So Volkswagen said, everyone's buying this and making it into a rally car. They even made the Golf into a rally car. The Golf Mark 7 Rally was amazingly interesting, and it was just like, you know, something born again. It's just, they haven't done that with the Mark 8. The Mark 8, they just said, you know, let's stick a different light shape on it, Golf 7 body, and just, you know, sort out something with the lights. But you know, that is all I got time for, unfortunately. I will be back next week talking about your latest supercars, where I'll be talking about Ferrari, Lamborghini, Performante, whereas Lamborghini have got brand new offers to offer. Ferrari got a brand new SUV, and as I've already mentioned in the SUV range, they've got big cars to offer with Mercedes, Audi, and also Bugatti, with the brand new cars that came out with Bugatti. It's just a big dainty feel about the supercars. It's just a big wide range. If you want to watch the next episode on supercars, please subscribe, give the thumbs up, and also I'll see you next video. Thank you very much for watching the Ultimate Car News, and unfortunately on that news tonight, it's time to end. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.